Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my performance review of the Jordan 1 Take 4. So this is Russell Westbrook's takedown model or his budget shoe and retails for $100. So it's pretty damn cheap, and actually it's been pretty nice. The 1 was pretty nice, the 2 was the 3 was pretty nice, and the 4 we'll find out today. If you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and we have a solid rubber outsole in this colorway. It's a mix of yellow and blue, and also we have a mix of a herringbone, and also I guess the Jordan Jumpman logo here in the heel. And the traction is freaking amazing, guys. It's top tier traction. It has such a good stop. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they did with the rubber compound, but I was sticking like glue. I was stopping on a dime. Like, this is an amazing traction. So if you're playing on a clean court, amazing bite, amazing stops. Also, it has a nice little squeak to it as well. It's not super loud, but it has a nice squeak to it. And if you're playing on an outdoor court, you should be good to go because the rubber is pretty damn hard. There's a lot of grooves, and also the grooves are deep. Dust performance, however, is alright. You know, I wouldn't say it's the best, but I also wouldn't say it's bad. It does pick up dust a little bit, but it's a very easy wipe. You just go 1 to 2 easy slight wipes and you're good to go, and you have good stops again. So if you don't mind wiping and you're playing on a pretty dirty court, you should be fine. If you do mind wiping and you want a shoe that doesn't pick up dust that much, then this probably isn't the best option. But you know, I feel like most people are okay with wiping. You know what I mean? Just a slight wipe every now and then and you're good to go. You know what I mean? So overall traction performance was really good, and that was definitely one of my favorite parts about the one take 4. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. Overall it's pretty smooth. Here in the heel we have a little bit of a rounded shape, although the rubber, like the outsole, does come up to cage the cushion a little bit. It is a little clunky here in the heel, but nothing terrible, right? And also here in the forefoot we have a nice curve shape and a good amount of forefoot flex. You know, it's super flexible actually. It doesn't have that like super like springy feeling, but you know, of course we have a midfoot shank plate. But look at this. It also bends a lot here in the midfoot, and that's something that I kind of noticed. Like my arches were hurting a little bit when I was playing the shoe, so just be careful about that. I feel like maybe they should have extended it a little bit more here into the forefoot as far as the midfoot shank plate goes, but either way, it wasn't anything terrible, and heel to toe transition was overall pretty smooth. Now moving on to the cushioning setup. So we have Phylon, full length Phylon. Woo, amazing. Full length Phylon. No, yeah, it's whatever. I mean, it reminds me a lot of like old school Phylon. You know what I mean? Like the Phylon or the foam that we used to get in like the Kyrie, like the Kyrie 2, the Kyrie 3, you know what I mean? Which of course is not good, you know? So here in the heel, not a whole lot of compression. It's pretty stiff. So if you're doing heel strikes, not the best, you know what I mean? But there is a pretty nice forefoot zoom unit, you know, and it is top loaded, so you can definitely feel it, and it's really nice. You know what I mean? It has a nice little subtle bounce, which I like a lot, especially comparing it to like modern shoes with the like forefoot zoom strobel, like in the Jordan 37 low, the Kyrie 8, Kyrie Infinity. Those are a little bit too much. I feel like they should move it back to like just like top loaded zoom units. It's just in my personal opinion. But anyways, that feels nice. Yeah, get a nice little bounce here in the forefoot. Overall impact protection is adequate. It's not the best here in the heel, like I said, on like hard impacts, but like moderate impact you should be okay. And then here in the forefoot it's pretty good. Core feel also is nice. Here in the forefoot it's nice. Here in the heel it does get a little bit higher up off the ground, but it's still pretty nice lower to the ground too. So overall cushioning setup, I definitely wish there was a little something here in the heel, you know what I mean? You know, just, I don't know, give us a, you know what I mean? Like Jordan brand usually gives us soft Phylon, but they did not here in the one take 4, which makes me sad. I definitely wish there was a little bit more compression, but overall it's not bad. You know, it's an okay cushioning setup. Now moving on to the materials. So the materials are definitely my least favorite part about this shoe, right? So first of all, this is weird. The outsole comes, what is this? We got the Jumpman logo right here. And I guess, you know, if you're doing toe drags and you want like extra grip and durability, I don't know why that's there, but I guess it's really good for durability though. And then surrounding that, we have a little bit of synthetic leather, which is really cheap feeling. And then this material right here, so it's a mix of mesh. Like if you look underneath this like see-through material, it's mesh, right? It's a very open mesh, and it's not supportive at all. at all. You know what I mean? And then this kind of like clear, like see-through material, I believe is ripstop. That's what they're saying it is. So ripstop material is basically just like a nylon. It's like a synthetic material, but it's designed to prevent like wear, and also like if it tears, it's designed to like not tear more. You know what I mean? So that's, I guess, the benefits of ripstop. But yeah, it's just like, it's super thin. It's definitely cheap feeling, right? It's $100, and I guess the only good thing is though that it's very thin and it conforms to your foot very well. So I guess in that way it's comfortable overall, but like it feels really crappy and really cheap, right? Also, as you guys can see, we have these little straps that kind of go underneath this material and kind of act as an eyelet as well. So when you tighten the laces here in the forefoot, this is supposed to give you a little bit more support, which I guess is a good idea, but support is terrible in this shoe, which we'll get into. The tongue has very minimal padding, right? It's actually has zero foam. It's a half booty construction tongue, and then here in the ankle area, we have very minimal padding as well. So it's a super minimal material, and also on the medial side, this is a really crappy feeling synthetic leather as well, in the shape of Russell Westbrook's logo, but this is a really crappy feeling material, right? All right, moving on to the fit. I went true to size and it fits me all right. You know, it is okay. So it's like a snug fit because it kind of like stretches over my foot, but I can curl my toes up because this material stretches a good amount. You know what I mean? And it doesn't feel supportive really at all. So I don't really like that all too much. And then width wise, I would say it's around normal to slightly narrow. So overall, I mean, like I said, I like to have a nice snug fit, but it doesn't feel snug because of that stretchier type of material, especially the mesh. So yeah, overall, not the best fit for me. I mean, I guess if you like a roomier fit, then you should be okay going true to size. Maybe go up half a size if you want to be a little bit on the safer side of things. But yeah, it wasn't the best fit for me. Moving on to the support and lockdown, which was my biggest gripe and biggest issue with this shoe, right? So lateral containment, I feel like it's good, right? Like if you look at the actual lateral counters, you know, the foam comes up acting as a sidewall, right? So my foot didn't really ever go over that, but it would move inside of the damn shoe so much because of how not supported this material is. You know what I mean? It just stretches a lot, and this ripstop material has a lot of stretch to it. And then underneath that, with this blue mesh, as you guys can see, like this blue mesh material is also not supportive at all. So because of that, my foot was just moving around inside of the shoe like crazy. Not like crazy, but a lot. And I did not like that feeling just because I want immediate responsiveness inside of my shoes, just because I rely on my quickness when I play ball, you know what I mean? So definitely does not feel super supportive. So that sucks. You know, there is an internal TPU heel counter, I guess. A lateral stability was good though. You know, you are low to the ground, and I guess this is a wide base. You know, here the midsole here does protrude out here in the forefoot on the lateral side. So you have a nice wide, low to the ground, stable base. Also, I didn't really have any issues with heel slippage or anything. It's just like the lockdown here in the forefoot and also here in the midfoot was really bad for me. And now moving on to the weight of the shoe. The weight of the shoe, if I remember correctly, is probably super light because it feels really light. I'm guessing like 10. Yeah, 10.86 ounces. Let's check the other shoe. 10.76 ounces. Yeah, so super duper lightweight shoe, which I like. Very minimal feeling upper too, which I also like. And the traction was top tier. Traction is top tier. It's amazing. And also the cushion is nice. It's responsive. The forefoot zoom unit's top loaded. That feels nice and bouncy. But it's just, you know, the fit not being the best, and also coupling that with the stretchier, not supportive material here in the forefoot made this shoe really bad for me, which made this shoe also a little unplayable for me. Not unplayable, it's just like I really dreaded playing this shoe, you know what I mean? So there is the weight there. Moving on to the ventilation. Ventilation is super good. Through this ripstop and also very open mesh, there's a lot of airflow. So overall ventilation really good here in the 1Take4. Moving on to the aesthetics. Yeah, no. Definitely not my favorite. I definitely feel like it looks like a kid shoe, and maybe it's just the colorway, but I've seen other colorways on the Nike website and I just don't like the overall silhouette. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, it sucks to see, guys. It sucks to see because this shoe could have been so damn good. The traction is so good. I like the cushion with the top-loaded forefoot zoom unit. I do like how thin the material is. and it conforms to my foot very well. It's just like the fit and like the overall support here in the forefoot was just really bad for me. And if it's bad for me, and like I'm a light dude, I feel like it'll be really bad for like heavier dudes, right? So because of those like very big reasons for me personally, I can't recommend it to you guys, and I didn't like playing in this shoe because of that. Yeah, and if they use a different material or like stiffen it up here in the forefoot or something like that, I definitely feel like this would be a top tier, like pretty top tier performer. You know what I mean? I guess besides like the crappy materials, but it would have been nice, you know? But you know, very, very sad to see. It could have been very nice. But anyways, that concludes my review of the Jordan 1 Type 4. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave the free link in the description box. I guess if you're super light and you don't really care about support that much, then I guess you should be okay in this shoe. But that's probably the only like instance where I feel like I could recommend this shoe to you guys, right? But anyways, that concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.